Hey TechKnowStuds! In this video, we're going to go over an example of VLSM and talk through the steps of how to do variable length subnet masking. In this example, we're going to be working with a Class C address. I know it's a Class C because it's the 192, so that is a Class C, which is a /24 by default. So we have a 255.255.255.0 default subnet mask. All right, now I'm going to be subnetting this, but I'm going to do variable length subnet mask. I have 5 networks that I need to plan for. The first one has 102 hosts in it. The second one has 60 hosts in it. And then I have 3 networks that have just 2 hosts, which is actually not uncommon because if you have a router with just a link, then often you would just have a need for 2 different IP addresses there. All right. So how are we going to subnet this? Well, first of all, we require 102 addresses for this first network. So if I were to go through and find how many we need, it would be this network right here. We borrow 1 bit for this. All right, so the first network is going to be, we're going to divide and put the line right here. So that's where the line's going to be at. I'm going to say that this is going to start with 0. So I'm going to put a 0 in there. All right. So now the first network address of this is going to be all 0. So I can put that in there as being the network address for this is a .0. Then I can do all 1s for this, which if I were to add that up, 64 plus 32 plus 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 is .127, and that's the broadcast address for that. So the usable host for that range is going to be anywhere from a .1 through .126. So that's the usable range. All right, we've used up that whole range, so no other addresses can have a 0 at the beginning of this, because we've used up all of the addresses there. So next one I'm going to do is the next address has to start with a 1. And if you have multiple networks like this, usually it's easiest to start with the largest network first. So that's why we're starting with this 102. Now we're going down to the 60. Let's see what that looks like. I'll remove some of my marks here and we're going to do it all over again. So for this, we need 60 addresses. So 60, I'll get up to where we can fit 60 in there, which is right there. So this is where I'm going to draw the line right here. I'm going to call this a 10 for the network, because that would be the next logical step there. If I had all 0s for the host bits, then I would have a .128 right there. If I had all 1s for the host bits, so switch these all to 1s here, I'd add up 128 plus 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, and 1, and that would come up with a 191. So my reusable range for that is 129 through .190. All right, so there we have it. Okay, I'm going to delete some of my markings here. Okay, and the next that we need to do is for these little 2s right here, which we can meet with drawing a line right here. Now, I've already used up all of the 1s here, all of the 0s here. I've used up the whole range right here. I have used up the range of all of the 10. So this took up that whole range there, so 10. So the next one has to be 11. I don't have any other options. Okay, so I've got 11, and I'm going to add 0s across here. And that's my first network. So the network address, I'll put 2 0s here. The next address is .192. All right, so I got .192. If I were to change these to 1s, so I'm going to switch these out and put 1s there, then it's 192 plus 2 is 194, plus 1 is 195, so 195. So my usable range here is 193.2.194, just 2 addresses, which is what I was shooting for, what I was planning for. All right. There is that next network. That's my third network. Okay, next what I need to do is add 1 to this binary number to come up with that right there. So this next network is .196. All right, if I were to put 1s in here, then that would be .199 is what the total adds up there. So my usable address range is 197 through .198. Okay, I've got that now taken care of. Now my next network address that I can use is 110010. If I were to put 00 in here, this would equate to a .200. So, and then the last of this range, I'm going to put 1s in here, would be .203. So my usable range is 201 to .202, just 2 addresses. All right, there you have it. Now I've met all of the needs using this and using variable length subnet masks. So notice here now, it all makes sense from a sequence standpoint. I got from .0 through .127, and then I got 128 through 191, 192 through 195, 196 through 199, 200 to .203. So all those ranges make sense. There's nothing that's overlapping. I wouldn't want anything to overlap here. Can't have 2 IP addresses, or it's the same IP address in 2 different spots, so that wouldn't make sense. So nothing is overlapping and everything works out. So that is the answer to this problem right here, and we just variable length subnet masked this network right here.